Listen to me. I don't care how many times you failed. I don't care how many doors have slammed in your face. I don't care how many times they told you no. Failure is not final, it's fuel. See, most people think failure means stop. Most people think failure means give up, but successful people, they see failure as a lesson. They see failure as a step, not a stop sign. You didn't fail because you're not good enough. You didn't fail because you're not smart enough. You failed because success was testing you. Success was asking, how bad do you want it? So today, I'm here to tell you, if you've ever failed, congratulations, because that means you tried. That means you took a risk. That means you put yourself out there. Now the question is, what are you gonna do next? Are you gonna stay down? Or are you gonna get up and fight for your dreams? Because listen to me, failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of success. And if you're willing to push through, if you're willing to learn, if you're willing to grow, then success is yours. Failure is one of the most misunderstood concepts in life. Most people fear it, avoid it, and even let it define their limitations. But those who truly achieve greatness understand that failure is not the enemy, it is the greatest teacher. Every mistake, every setback, and every moment of defeat carries a lesson that can push you closer to success if you are willing to learn from it. The most successful individuals in history, from business moguls to world-class athletes, have all encountered failure. But what set them apart was their ability to analyze it, adapt, and grow stronger because of it. When you attempt something and fail, it is easy to feel discouraged. Your mind starts telling you that you are not good enough, not smart enough, or not talented enough, but that voice is lying to you. The truth is, failure is simply a signal form of feedback that is pointing out what needs to change. It is no different from a coach correcting an athlete's form, a teacher marking mistakes on an exam, or a scientist adjusting an experiment. The mistake is not the problem. Refusing to learn from it is. Think about a baby learning to walk. No child gets up and walks perfectly on the first try. They stumble, fall, and sometimes even cry. But what do? They get up and try again. They adjust their balance, strengthen their legs, and learn from every single fall. Eventually, they walk, then they run. No one tells a baby that failing means they will never walk. So why do we, as adults, convince ourselves that failure means we will never succeed? The only difference is that a baby doesn't overthink it. They don't fear judgment. They don't let failure define them. They simply see it as part of the process. Every failure holds a clue, a piece of information that, when understood, can lead to massive improvement. A business that fails might reveal a gap in the market. An athlete who loses a game might discover a weakness to train on, and a student who fails a test might learn where they need to focus their studies. If you change your mindset and start treating failure as feedback, you will begin to see it as a necessary step toward mastery. One of the biggest reasons people give up after failing is because they take it personally. Instead of viewing failure as external feedback, they internalize it. They don't just think, I made a mistake. They think, I am a mistake. That kind of thinking is dangerous because it creates a cycle of self-doubt. Instead, separate your actions from your identity. Just because you failed at something does not mean you are a failure. It means there was something in your approach that needs adjusting. Successful people fail more than the average person because they take more risks, They push their limits, and they put themselves in situations where failure is possible. But, because they understand that failure is feedback, they don't let it stop them. They refine their skills, improve their strategies, and come back stronger. Thomas Edison, one of the greatest inventors of all time, famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That mindset is what separates those who make history from those who quit before they reach their potential. The key is to analyze your failures. What went wrong? What could you have done differently? What can you change moving forward? Every time you fail, take a step back and break it down. Was it a lack of preparation? Was it an issue with your execution? Did external factors play a role? Once you identify the root cause, you gain power over it. You can fix it, adjust it, and move forward with more knowledge and strength than before. Fear of failure is one of the biggest obstacles to success. People avoid taking risks, trying new things, or stepping outside their comfort zones because they are afraid of failing. But the truth is, staying in the same place, never growing, and never pushing yourself is a far greater failure. If you truly want success, you must embrace failure. You must welcome it as a necessary step in the journey. Reframing failure as feedback changes everything. Instead of seeing it as a roadblock, you start to see it as a stepping stone. Instead of letting it discourage you, you use it to improve. Instead of feeling defeated, you feel empowered because now you have information that can help you succeed. Success is never an overnight phenomenon. The people who achieve greatness, whether in business, sports, or any other field, are the ones who keep pushing forward despite the obstacles. They don't stop when things get tough. They don't quit after a few setbacks. They persist. The road to success is filled with failures, rejections, and moments of doubt. But those who keep going, who refuse to give up, are the ones who eventually break through. It is not about talent alone, intelligence alone, or even luck. It is about the relentless pursuit of a goal, the unwavering commitment to keep moving forward no matter what. Most people give up too soon. They try something a few times, face resistance, and then decide it's not meant for them. They convince themselves that success is for other people, for those who are more talented, more fortunate, or more connected. But in reality, the difference between those who succeed and those who fail is often just persistence. Every great achievement in history is a result of someone refusing to quit. Every successful entrepreneur has faced rejection. Every top athlete has lost a game. Every best-selling author has received countless rejection letters. The only reason they made it to the top is because they refused to stop. When you persist, you give yourself more chances to succeed. Every attempt, every effort, every step forward increases your probability of achieving your goal. People who give up after one or two failures never allow themselves to reach the point where things start working in their favor. The most successful individuals understand that persistence is a numbers game. They know that the more they try, the more they learn, the better they become, and the closer they get to victory. Think about how many times you have seen someone quit right before they were about to succeed. Maybe they worked on a business for a year but gave up because it wasn't profitable yet, not realizing that they were just a few months away from their breakthrough. Maybe they trained for a competition but stopped right before their performance started improving. Maybe they were writing a book and abandoned it halfway through because they lost motivation, not knowing that if they had just pushed through a little longer, they would have finished something great. The saddest part is that they will never know how close they were because they quit too soon. Successful people see persistence a mindset, not just an action. They develop the ability to keep moving forward even when they don't see immediate results. They understand that persistence does not mean blindly repeating the same mistakes, but rather learning, adapting, and improving along the way. They take every setback as an opportunity to grow, every rejection as a step closer to their goal. They know that success is not about avoiding failure, but about continuing despite it. One of the reasons people struggle with persistence is because they expect quick results. They set a goal, take action, and when they don't see immediate success, they become frustrated. This is the biggest trap because success does not follow a straight line. It takes time, effort, and resilience. The ones who persist are the ones who understand that results do not come immediately. They are patient enough to keep working even when it feels like nothing is happening. They trust the process, knowing that every effort they put in is building momentum. Another challenge with persistence is dealing with negativity. There will always be people who doubt you, criticize you, and tell you that you are wasting your time. These voices can be loud, and if you are not strong enough, you may start believing them. But successful people do not let negativity dictate their actions. They do not seek validation from others. They keep moving forward even when no one believes in them. They are driven by their vision, not by other people's opinions. Rejections, failures, and challenges are inevitable, but they are not reasons to quit. They are tests to see how badly you want success. Every great achievement was once impossible until someone proved otherwise. Every person who has ever succeeded faced moments where quitting seemed like the easiest option, but they didn't quit. They persisted. They kept going even when it was hard, even when they were tired, even when they felt like giving up, and because of that, they won. The way you see failure determines how you respond to it. Some people see it as a confirmation that they are not good enough, while others see it as an opportunity to learn and grow. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not talent, luck, or intelligence, it is mindset. The right mindset can turn any setback into a stepping stone, while the wrong mindset can turn even the smallest obstacle into a dead end. The most successful people in the world understand that circumstances are temporary, but the way they think determines their future. When you develop a success-driven mindset, failure does not scare you. You do not see it as an attack on your abilities or self-worth. Instead, you recognize it as a challenge, a necessary part of the journey. Every failure carries a lesson, every rejection builds resilience, and every obstacle forces you to grow. It is not about avoiding difficulty, but about developing the ability to overcome it. The people who achieve greatness are not the ones who have never failed. They are the ones who refuse to let failure define them. Most people let circumstances control their beliefs. When things go wrong, they assume they are not meant to succeed. When they face rejection, they believe they are not good enough. When they encounter obstacles, they think life is unfair. But those with a success-oriented mindset do not allow temporary setbacks to shape their self-perception. They separate their failures from their identity. Just because they fail at something does not mean they are failures. It simply means there is something they need to improve, adjust, or refine. They do not take failure personally because they understand that it is a process, not a verdict. Mindset is the foundation of everything. If you believe that success is possible, you will take the necessary steps to make it happen. But if you believe that failure defines you, you will hesitate, procrastinate, and ultimately give up. The way you think determines how you act, and how you act determines your results. This is why two people can face the same setback, but one rises while the other quits. It is not about what happens to you. It is about how you interpret it. Your mind is a powerful tool, and you must train it to work for you rather than against you. If you constantly tell yourself that you are not capable, your brain will find reasons to confirm that belief. But if you tell yourself that you are capable, strong, and resilient, your brain will look for ways to prove that true. It all starts with the stories you tell yourself. The most successful people control their inner dialogue. They do not allow self-doubt to take over. Instead, they reinforce the belief that they can and will succeed. No matter how many times they fall, when things go wrong, many people look for excuses. They blame the economy, their background, their lack of resources, or other people. But those who develop a strong mindset take responsibility for their progress. They do not waste time complaining about what they cannot change. They focus on what they can do. They take ownership of their journey and refuse to let external circumstances dictate their potential. No matter where they start, they find a way to improve, adapt, and move forward. Fear is one of the biggest obstacles that stop people from reaching their full potential. The fear of failure, the fear of rejection, the fear of looking foolish, all of these can paralyze action. But those with the right mindset do not let fear control them. They feel the fear but take action anyway. They understand that discomfort is a sign of growth, and they embrace it. They know that the only way to build confidence is to face challenges head-on. Every time they push through fear, they become stronger, more resilient, and more capable. The journey to success is not about avoiding difficulties, but about strengthening your ability to overcome them. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to build mental toughness. The more you train your mind to focus on solutions rather than problems, the more unstoppable you become. The right mindset does not mean you will never struggle, but it does mean that no matter what happens, you will keep going. Excuses are the number one reason why people fail to achieve their goals. They allow people to justify inaction, delay progress, and stay within their comfort zones. The reality is that success is never about circumstances, resources, or luck. It is about taking action despite the obstacles. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is simple. Successful people find solutions, while unsuccessful people find excuses. Every person who has ever achieved greatness had reasons to quit, but they refused to let those reasons stop them. They understood that taking action, even imperfect action, is the only way forward. Many people convince themselves that they will take action once the timing is perfect. They tell themselves that they will start their business when they have more money, go to the gym when they have more time, or pursue their dreams when life gets easier. But the truth is, the perfect time will never come. Life will always be busy, challenges will always exist, and conditions will never be ideal. The people who win are not the ones who wait for the perfect moment. They are the ones who start despite the uncertainty. They take action now, knowing that progress comes from movement, not from waiting. Fear is one of the biggest reasons people make excuses. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of embarrassment. These emotions keep people stuck. But the only way to overcome fear is through action. The moment you take the first step, fear loses its power. Every time you act, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than your doubts. Successful people do not let fear control them. They move forward even when they are scared. They know that courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to act in spite of it. Another major excuse that holds people back is the belief that they are not ready. They think they need more knowledge, more experience, or more resources before they can begin. But the truth is, no one ever feels completely ready. Readiness is a myth that prevents progress. The only way to truly prepare for success is to start. Experience comes from doing, not from waiting. The people who achieve their dreams are the ones who take action before they feel ready, learning and improving along the way. They understand that progress, not perfection, is what leads to success. Many people blame external circumstances for their lack of progress. They say they don't have enough money, enough support, or the right opportunities. But successful people refuse to see circumstances as limitations. They work with what they have and find a way to make things happen. If they don't have the resources, they become resourceful. If they don't have support, they prove themselves until they gain it. They do not let what they lack become an excuse. Instead, they use their challenges as motivation to work even harder. Procrastination is another form of excuse-making. People tell themselves they will start tomorrow, next week, or next year. But tomorrow is not guaranteed, and the more you delay, the harder it becomes to begin. The habit of procrastination kills more dreams than failure ever will. Taking action now, even in small steps, builds momentum. Once you start, progress becomes addictive. The longer you wait, the more excuses pile up, and before you know it, years have passed without any real movement toward your goals. The people who succeed are not always the smartest, the most talented, or the most privileged. They are simply the ones who take action consistently. They do not waste time overthinking, doubting, or making excuses. They understand that action creates results. Even small, consistent actions add up over time. They focus on progress, not perfection, knowing that success is built one step at a time. They do not wait for inspiration or motivation. They create it by doing the work. No one is ever handed success. Every person who has achieved something great had to fight through difficulties, setbacks, and moments of doubt. The only way to break through those barriers is to take action. The people who win in life are not the ones who had the easiest path. They are the ones who refuse to let excuses stop them. They took responsibility for their lives, made the decision to act, and kept moving forward no matter what. Resilience is what separates those who achieve their dreams from those who give up along the way. Life will test you, challenge you, and push you to your limits. Every great success story is built on a foundation of struggle, failure, and setbacks. The people who win are not the ones who never face difficulty. They are the ones who refuse to stay down when they fall. They understand that failure is not the end, but a necessary part of the journey. They push through pain, rejection, and obstacles because they know that resilience is the key to success. Most people let setbacks define them. When they fail, they start believing they are not good enough, not talented enough, or not capable enough. But successful people see setbacks differently. They understand that failure is temporary, but quitting makes it permanent. Instead of seeing obstacles as roadblocks, they see them as opportunities to grow. They know that every challenge is a test of their determination. They do not allow difficulties to break them. They use them as fuel to become stronger. When things do not go as planned, many people look for reasons to give up. They convince themselves that maybe success is not meant for them. But those who achieve greatness do not entertain those thoughts. They remind themselves why they started in the first place. They hold onto their vision, their goals, and their dreams. No matter how many times they get knocked down, they get back up and keep going. They refuse to let circumstances dictate their future. Every successful person has a story of struggle, whether it is an athlete who trained for years before winning their first championship, an entrepreneur who faced bankruptcy before building a successful business, or an artist who was rejected dozens of times before achieving recognition. The pattern is always the same. The road to success is filled with moments where quitting seems like the easiest option. But those who succeed are the ones who persist. They understand that resilience is not about avoiding failure, but about overcoming it. Many people underestimate their own strength. They think they are not capable of handling failure, disappointment, or hardship. But resilience is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Every time you push through a setback, you build mental toughness. Every time you refuse to give up, you become more resilient. Over time, challenges that once seemed impossible become easier to handle. The key is to keep moving forward, no matter how hard it gets. Fear of failure stops many people from even trying. They are afraid of embarrassment, criticism, or disappointment. But those who develop resilience do not let fear control them. They know that failure is not something to be ashamed of, it is something to learn from. They do not let the fear of what might go wrong stop them from taking action. They focus on what they can control, and they trust themselves to handle whatever challenges come their way. The journey to success requires patience. Most people want quick results, and when they do not see immediate success, they give up. But resilience means staying committed even when progress is slow. It means continuing to work hard even when there are no visible results. It means believing in yourself even when others doubt you. The most successful people understand that real success takes time, effort, and persistence. They are willing to endure the struggles because they know the reward is worth it. Rejection is another test of resilience. Many people stop chasing their dreams after hearing no too many times. But those who succeed understand that rejection is not personal. It is simply part of the process. They do not let a few setbacks shake their belief in themselves. They keep improving, keep pushing, and keep showing up. They know that every rejection brings them closer to the right opportunity. They use rejection as motivation to work harder and prove themselves. Resilient people do not waste time complaining about their problems. They do not dwell on what went wrong. Instead, they focus on solutions. When faced with an obstacle, they ask themselves, "What can I do to move forward?" They do not get stuck in negativity. They take action. They adapt. They find a way to keep going. They understand that setbacks are temporary, but their determination is permanent. Life is unpredictable. There will be moments of struggle, moments of doubt, and moments where everything seems to be falling apart. But resilience is what keeps successful people moving forward. They embrace the challenges, learn from their failures, and refuse to let anything stop them.